Hey guys, it's James, and today I wanted to go over the XYLD ticker symbol. This is Global X's S&P 500 covered call ETF. I already have all of the fund stats in there, and we're going to work with these growth and contribution numbers. Then we have our short-term and long-term graphs. What I want to show is how much of XYLD you need to own to be able to get $100,000 in dividends just from XYLD. Let's go ahead and go over to Yahoo Finance just to be able to take a look at what the graph looks like and the sustainability of XYLD. So XYLD, the fund was, the inception date was back in June of 2013. That is as far back as Yahoo Finance goes. And you can see over a period of about 8 years, the fund has definitely increased. It's had its ups and downs in the markets, with a down in 2016 and then 2018 and then again in 2020. But since about March 2020, the fund has continued to grow up to about the share price of $50.87. The dividend yield currently is sitting around 9.58%, which is very good for a share price of $50. Now that we're over at seekingalpha.com, they have a pretty good snapshot of their dividend history. You can see it was a little shaky in the beginning, the first few years. Then they must have had a very good year in 2018. They paid $1.43 for like a little Christmas bonus in December of 2017, right before 2018. And then we know what happened. I believe in 2018, the markets slid a little bit, and then again in 2020, the market slid. If you recall from our analysis over at the Yahoo Finance page for XYLD, we can see at 2018 and 2020 we had a little slide there. Over the past year and a half, 2 years, the dividend payout has been close to about 35 to 40 cents. We come down and look at the actual hard numbers here. In 2020, it looks like there's a little bit of shakiness, obviously. In 2020, there was a little bit of shakiness due to the outbreak of the coronavirus, at the onset of the coronavirus in March of 2020. But it looked like as the stock market came back, we have been hitting a consistent 45 cents, 40 cents the past year and a half or so, from September 2020. So it all depends. If you want to be able to change these numbers around, I'll give you access to this book. You can check in the description or head over to my Patreon page if you want to play with these numbers and to be able to change the dividend yield and the annual growth. Obviously, these probably are the biggest numbers that are going to fluctuate. But if we look at the numbers today, if they maintain their dividend yield of about 9% and their annual growth rate of 9.3%, which is what it has been compared to December of 2020, if you have an initial deposit of $1,000, you're going to hit the $1 million mark after about 40 years if you just let your $1,000 sit there and grow with a consistent growth of 9.3% every year. After about 40 years, you're going to hit that $1 million mark. So you can see especially how important it is to be able to continue to reinvest your dividends, as it just extremely accelerates your growth. It might not happen in the first 10 years. As you can see here, you do see the dividends start to split off more significantly after 10 years than not reinvesting dividends. But let's go over to the math and check when we start to receive $100,000 in dividends. So if we go over here to our dividends reinvested, come down to our dividends column in column M, and we start to see our dividend payout for our fund right here, and we consistently put the dividend back in. We come to $100,000 right around the $1.2 million, $1.3 million mark with XYLD. So let's go ahead and punch that number in right here. Let's go 1.25 million and see what our dividend payout would be after the first year. So after the first year, we would have about $119,000 if you had $1.25 million with these fund stats with a $50 price share at 9.58%. You would have $100,000 a year from XYLD. If you guys enjoyed that video and you want to see more videos like this, hit that like button and head down into the comments and let me know what you would like to see next. And if you would like to support the channel and you want access to this workbook, you can head over to Patreon and join my Patreon for $3 a month and be able to download this single fund investing calculator. And you can just sign up and then cancel your subscription if you just want to play around with the calculator, or you can stay joined up every single month, and every time I set up a new calculator or fix any bugs that I find or improve upon the calculator, you'll have access to the new version. If you don't want to spend any money right now, but you do want a little bit of a investing calculator, maybe not as strong as the two other calculators that are paid for, you can download my free 401k investing calculator. It's a simple calculator that I built that you can find some of these calculators online already for free as well. It helps you determine your 401k and how much money you have to be contributing and how much your employer contributes to be able to retire easily with your 401k. So if you guys like that, hit that like button. Again, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you thought, and thanks for watching.